Good morning, everyone. How's it going? It's game week 17, isn't it? And this is going to be my one and only stream on this channel for the week. I hope you guys are well. I'm trying to stream on deadline day as much as I can. I've just come off air at Sky Sports News and straight on with you guys. So that was pretty cool. 3-minute turnaround there. And I've got plans. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I've got plans this afternoon. Of course, I'll be on my phone making sure I get all the Haaland news, but wanted to do a stream now rather than later this evening. So how are we feeling? We're going to get Haaland news today, guys. I have no doubt. And I'm going to tell you why and where we're going to get it. Firstly, Pep Guardiola is speaking in like 2 hours' time. That helps. Will Pep tell us? I don't know. I don't think Pep will tell us. I think Pep will say something along the lines of, we're going to see how he looks in training. What we know about Haaland is simply he returned from Marbella. He flew, I think, from Malaga last night on a private flight that landed in Manchester at 7 o'clock. So Haaland did not train on Thursday. Pep originally said he would train on Thursday. The fact that Haaland didn't train on Thursday makes me think that he's not ready. And Pep has said, you're clearly not ready. He's been out in Marbella with his fitness coach. We've seen photos of them doing ice baths and stuff like that. Am I turning 21? Try 36. Damn, I should have played. We should have played the game there. Guess Gianni's age. Spoil it. So look, he weren't ready to train on Thursday. I then thought, oh, Friday session should be okay because they're playing Sunday. I was like, what footballers do, having worked at Crystal Palace, I got to see this up close. They actually play Saturday, right? So this is why. So usually they would have a Thursday training session. Let's say they got a Saturday game, right? Thursday training session will be a proper training session, a full training session. The Friday session will be more tactics and walkthroughs. So it will be some set piece stuff, some tactics stuff. It'll be a very light training on the Friday, knowing they've got a game on the Saturday. The proper session for that Saturday game will be on the Thursday, the more sort of strenuous session. Now, Man City, of course, played in Europe, but a lot of the B team played. So you'd expect Thursday's session to have been pretty good, pretty normal. Friday session today will be very, very light touch ahead of a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff against Crystal Palace. With that in mind, I'd be very surprised if Haaland's around on Saturday. But let's see. There are ITKs in the nose that will tweet news. Be careful, they're not always legit, but there will be some ITKs I expect before the deadline that will tell us one way or another. Haaland is fit, Haaland isn't fit. What I say to you guys is have a plan. I'm hoping I can sell him. And this is why. Let's have a look at my team quickly, shall we? This is how I'm set up. You can see I've got Haaland in there. If Haaland's fit, my plan is to roll. Guys, I'm going to be answering your questions very, very shortly. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the early birthday messages as well. Appreciate that, mate. And thanks, Cam. Yeah, family's all good. All good, yeah. My little girl, Gaia, is having her first night at my mum's, her gran, although we're not allowed to call her granny, at my mum's house tonight, sleepover. 18 months old. I'm hoping she's fine. So, Haaland did miss Thursday's session, yeah. So, I've got the plan for yes Haaland or no Haaland. I'm hoping it's a no Haaland. And if it is, my plan is Haaland out, Solanke in. You can see that team there. If Haaland's fit, I roll the transfer. If Solanke comes in, next week I'll bring Watkins in. Excuse me. For Mabama, right? You can see there I've got Mabama on my bench. So Watkins comes in from Mabama. Brilliant. I've then got Solanke, Darwin, Watkins, and then I decide which one I sell back for Haaland. Probably not for game week 19, but for game week 20. 19, they play Everton. I'm okay going without Haaland for 1 week if I need to. Not ideal, but I'll do it. Game week 20, though, you need Haaland back. He's got Sheffield United. So with the Sheffield United fixture in mind, Haaland comes back into my team and I sacrifice a Darwin or a Watkins or Mabama. Where do I get the money from, you might say? Well, I'll have 2 free transfers because I'd have rolled the week before, pending any other injuries or suspensions. The money comes out of Salah. Salah and Son both have to be out of our teams by game week 21 anyway. It means selling Salah a week early. I go without Salah in 20. He's got Newcastle. Fine. You can't go without Son in 20. He's got Bournemouth. That's where I'm at. I've thought about it in detail, right? Should we answer some of your questions? So look, there we are. The reason why I love Solanke, by the way, look, we'll look at this later in more detail, is look at this. Last 6 game weeks. Last 6 game weeks, total shots, Solanke top of the charts with Darwin, ironically. Solanke's conversion rate's fortunately a little bit better. But look, putting up massive numbers there. Massive numbers. Cunha's been scoring well. Watkins is a great asset. João Pedro, brilliant again last night. He's doing so well in the Europa League. Jimenez and Calvert-Lewin getting a bit of love as well. So this is why. Good numbers, good numbers, good numbers. But let's go back to my team. This is where I'm at, and answer some of your questions, shall we? Freddie is a channel member, so straight away I'm going to come to you first, Freddie. Not that we prioritize channel members, but I guess we kind of do. I think I'll get Solanke in for Haaland. Yeah, I'm Guai out for Porro. Yeah, Porro's the defender we all want to own this week, isn't it? If I took a hit for Porro last week, I'm glad I did it. Porro looks good. Porro looks really good. The fixture's there for Porro. And is there a better upside defender? Let us know if you think there is than Porro. Let's ask a question, shall we? Should we do a poll in the chat? Let's start a poll. Do you think Haaland plays versus Palace? Simple yes or no. What do you reckon, guys? Do you think Haaland plays versus Palace? Let's get your votes in. It's going to be pretty split. It's going to be pretty split. I've got my opinion, but I'll give it after you've given yours. Senesi getting a lot of love. The next 3 fixtures, I can see clean sheets. Got Branthwaite and Taylor. Oh, no. Yeah, both are suspended. Guys, 5 match suspensions for yellow cards are kicking in. Trippier, Bruno Fernandes, Douglas Luiz, Branthwaite, Taylor. Some big names. Does mean they're all back, though, for game week 18, which is the blank, when we definitely need them. Yeah, we're going to talk about captaincy as well. This is a really good question coming in. I think even if Haaland is back, Salah is still the best captaincy option. And this is why. Oh, God. I was just on Sky Sports News and I read out this stat. And I said, Salah's really good against Man United. In the last couple of games, he averages 18 goals a game against Man United. He last played and we got 21 goals. I was saying the word goals instead of points. Nightmare. I corrected myself live on air. Made a joke about it, saying FPL managers don't care about goals. We care about FPL points. That's what's important. And he got 21, 8, 19, 24. And I was like, oh, damn. Bit of a hiccup on air. Will Sky Sports News have Gianni back? Yes or no? That was quite funny. But yeah, bit of a howler there from me. But yeah, I genuinely think even if Haaland's fit, knowing he's had a knock, he could have his minutes managed. He could come off the bench. You just don't know for sure. And with that in mind, Salah's going to get 90, rested on Thursday night. I'm going to go Salah captain even if Haaland's fit. That's my plan. But yeah, good point. What's FPL Freddie saying? I think he'll be on the bench and he gets mins if City need him. Yeah, that's very possible as well, isn't it? Very possible. Senesi's been smashing it. 2 lots of 15, isn't it? How's the poll going? Yeah, 62% of you are with me. That's where I'd vote. I'd vote no. I don't think Haaland will play, but we could change our mind in a few hours, couldn't we? If Gianni's on holidays, can you answer my question? I'm on holiday. I just went out. Yeah, Eddie, I saw that on the comment to my video. Do I transfer out Haaland from -4? Already did shorter Trent. I like the Trent move. Yeah, if Haaland's not fit, you do. If he's fit, you definitely don't sell though, Eddie. So you've just got to try and be on FPL Twitter if you can by the deadline. My advice to you is that the FPL deadline is what? Is it 6:30 tonight or 7? Let's have a look. UK time. And I think you're in Finland, aren't you, Eddie? 6:30 UK time. Make sure you're online by 6. Check the Haaland news. Make your move. That's my plan. I'll be at dinner. And I'll be at... wife will be like, come on, this is meant to be your birthday meal. You're on your phone. I'm like, yeah, it's my birthday. So you've got to let me do what I want and I'll do it really quickly and then we'll enjoy a nice romantic meal without the baby, hopefully. Would you buy for Solanke or Watkins? Yeah. So the thing is, if you buy Watkins now, you probably don't go Solanke. But do you need Watkins this week? He goes to Brentford. If he was at home to Brentford, I'd be like, yeah, get him this week. Away to Brentford's tough. Solanke's home to Luton. Luton are the worst travelling team in the Premier League this season. So you go Solanke first, and then you try and accommodate Watkins for someone else next week. That's my plan. Yeah, it's crazy, Senesi's points. Look, predicting centre-back goals is so unsustainable and luck-dependent. You can predict centre-back clean sheet points. You can't really predict centre-back headers from set pieces. Does Haaland play against Everton? Wow. Yeah, we can do that poll. So Everton is game week 19. So look, currently, thank you for voting. As you're voting, guys, do hit that like button as well, will you? 65% of you say no, he won't play in game week 17. Now, we know he's not playing in game week 18. So let's do start a poll. Here we go. Does Haaland play in game week 19 versus this? It's too early to even give a sensible answer. Like, no one knows. My gut would say he probably does, but should we look at the fixtures for City in terms of the spacing between them? So they'll come back from the Club World Cup. They then play Everton on the Wednesday, the 27th, and then they have the Sheffield United on the Saturday. It's Wednesday, Saturday turnaround. It's not great, is it? It's a Wednesday night late as well. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I think his minutes could be managed across those two games. Just think Haaland, when he's fit, tends to play. That's the problem. At the moment, guys, you're voting yes. You do think he'll be available. You don't think he'll be available for 17, but you do think he'll be available for 19, which is fair. Wow, Captain Palmer would be bold, wouldn't it? What's the FPL Yellow Army saying? I've no frees left. So which players do I bring in? Oh, I don't know. I mean, Gordon could play, Haaland could play. You wait for news, mate. You've got to wait for news. Gordon, we're not going to... Eddie Howe's already had his press conference. Didn't reveal much. I wouldn't be surprised to see Palmer have a little rest. Gordon have a little rest. He went off. He's had a hamstring strain. You've got to be careful with hamstrings. Muscular injuries. Cash for Porro is the move I made last week, Ethan. I like that. I took a -4 for that move myself. Thing is with Matty Cash, he's clearly lost his place to Konza. But we've seen Aston Villa playing City and Arsenal. Of course they need Konza at right back. When they play Sheffield United next week, Matty Cash could be back in the team. Let's see, though. I'd still think he's a sell, but just a word of warning there. Thank you, FPL Freddy. Channel member. Could even be that Pep let Haaland have a mini break. Yeah, it happens. Don't travel to Belgrade. Why would you? Like, you just don't need to go to Belgrade if you're Erling Haaland and you've played a ton of minutes and you've got a knock. Go to Marbella. The thing is, you would say be back for session on Thursday. And the fact that Haaland wasn't back for the session on Thursday is alarming for his minutes this weekend, I think. As I mentioned, the Thursday session is the all-important one. The Friday session today, before the game, you don't do much. You don't do a ton of running. It's set pieces. It's God. When I used to work at Crystal Palace, I used to watch the Friday sessions. Big Sam was the manager. He used to get them lined up, ready for kickoff and practice kickoff. It's very strange. It's very strange. Kickoff, it was like back to Joel Ward at right back, lump it long to Zaha to try and get on the end of something. But he would set them up in their 11. And he would train in the stadium at Sellers Park, which is where my office was. And so usually you train at the training ground. Of course you do. Big Sam wanted to train on the Sellers Park pitch on Fridays. So he'd do his press conference from Sellers Park and take training there. And I was in a box working and would sort of peer through the glass to see the lineup. Never helped me with FPL. I never had Palace players in my team at the time. Like, why would you? Or you might have had Zaha and gone, well, I know he's going to start. So it didn't really help in terms of leaks. Also, I wasn't on FPL Twitter back then. So there we go. Is Sanchez and Martinelli playing? Yeah, should be. Should be. Is it a good idea to bring back Haaland? Yeah, I mean, look, we'll worry about bringing back Haaland when we know more, right? I personally think you can wait till game week 20. I think Areola will start. Yeah, Areola's had strapping on his wrist. Do note this. But he returned to training and he was on the bench for West Ham last night. That's good enough for me to go. He starts this weekend. He won't keep a clean sheet, though, because he never does. Guys, thank you for supporting the channel and watching. How many of you have hit that like button? Let's have a look. That can't be right. Surely more than 3 of you have hit the like button. It says 19. I'd still, come on. Can we get it up from 19? Come on. Liked. And of course, you're subscribing to the channel, right? Do subscribe to the Gianni channel if you can. What you see on this channel is lots of short videos like through the week. I've done team section, the game week preview. I try and do a live every week as well. But the short sort of 10, 12-minute watches are hopefully really informative and full of cool graphics and stuff. Speaking of which, cool graphics, this was something I showed in my game week preview this week. These numbers are really cool to look at, I think. Would you do a -4 to get Solanke to cover Gordon? Yeah, I think I probably would be tempted on that. I would be tempted, Jack and Coke. Yep. I like Solanke because of these numbers. They say it all. Yeah, we just got to wait for the team news, didn't we? Pep's press conference is live on Sky Sports News at around 12:30, apparently. Do monitor that. Do monitor that. I've got Dubravka in goal this week. I'm going to be benching Areola. We'll see my team in just a second. Guys, thank you for watching. Do get your questions in. The short or easy questions are more likely to make it on screen. And obviously, if you're a channel member, straight away it's easier for me to go. You've got a little icon, you've got an emoji, a Gianni emoji by your name, like FPL Freddy, and I'll bring all your questions up straight away. If you want to be a channel member, $2.99 a month to join the squad tier. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, that's a bit more, but lots of activity on the WhatsApp group. If you fancy it, that's for our Ultras members. So just click join, or there's a link in the description to this video. There we go. That's a little plug for you. Promise I'll be light on the plugs. Super chats are open. It's my birthday. Please hit the like button, guys. We get support. That's always the aim. Getting 100 likes is always the key for me. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Here we go. Questions coming in. Jeremy, what are you saying? I took a -8 and replaced Gabriel Pauteros and Juan with Bailey. Yeah, because Bailey's injured. Remember, Juan does go to the Asia Cup in game week 21, but you've still got 4 weeks of that. So I like those moves. Talk through wildcard ideas. Yeah, let me give you some names. If I was on a wildcard, guys, let us know, like in the chat, who the must-haves on wildcard. For me, I'd have Solanke, Watkins. I would have obviously Salah. I'd probably have Trent if I could afford it. If I was going without Haaland, I'd have Trent. If not, I think Tsimikas is still a good own. Thanks, Lean. Appreciate that. I'd be tempted to have a Senesi and a Pau Torres, both of them on wildcard. My goalkeeper, I'd be tempted to go just set and forget on a 5 million option, like a Emi Martinez. I think he's 4.9. I'd have Palmer on wildcard. He's the only Chelsea player I think I'd have. Porro, you've got to have Porro, haven't you, Freddie? Yeah, good point. Gucci's with us. Gucci from FPL WhatsApp group. Gucci is all the way in Australia. Gucci, good time for you this evening, I guess, to be up. I've bought and sold Haaland in the last 7 days without even playing him. I saw that on WhatsApp, mate. I love that. Gucci's taken a couple of -12s. He's an aggressive manager, an aggressive FPL manager. I hear you, Gucci. We've all been there. I try and limit my hits to -8s. I don't know if I've ever taken a 12, but look, it works for some. It works for some. And they say, look, fortune favors the brave. Review wants me to take a -4 for Trent if Haaland's out. Yeah. If Haaland's out, Trent's a really good own. If Haaland's out, you sell him and you haven't got to worry about funds because you bring him back in 20 and use the Salah funds. So you're going to be flush regardless. And then we get to sell Son the week after that. Asia Cup and AFCON. Look, if you think South Korea and Egypt could go out in the groups, you don't sell these guys. But if you think they get into the quarterfinals or semi-finals, worst case scenario, and look, Egypt are second favourites. South Korea are probably second favourites. I think it's Morocco favourites for the AFCON. Senegal are always up there. And for the Asia Cup, it's probably Japan, right? But there is a very good chance the bookies would suggest, the odds would suggest these guys are getting to the semi-finals. And if they get into the semi-finals, they're going to miss 4-5 game weeks. You got to sell them. You got to sell them for that money. You might lose a bit of value because yes, they'll drop in value, but remember what you paid. Like you probably paid 12.5 for Salah, you know. If you're just selling one, sell the most expensive one, right? You might get away with keeping Sonny. You might get away with keeping Sonny. Who's the best Haaland replacement? I mean, genuine. Look at this. Look at this chart. I think it's Solanke. Look, Darwin, I expect points for against United. You know, Darwin got a break. Last season, Liverpool beat United 7-0. Darwin got 2 goals. Darwin was rested on Thursday night. This week is big for Darwin. I'm proper pumped for Super Sunday. Let's look at the fixtures, shall we? You see that at the bottom of the screen. Oh, it's a bit cut off. Liverpool, Man United. It's a good fixture. It's a good fixture for Liverpool. United, injuries to Shaw and Maguire in the week. Just conceded 3 to Bournemouth. Yeah. What's our prediction for that one? Let's do predictions in the chat. Give me predictions for Liverpool versus Man United. I'm going to hit you with my prediction. Genuinely, I think we could see... That's mine. I think we see a big scoreline. Oh, also, no Bruno. I don't know why. I'm going to cover myself with United to score. Really hope I'm wrong with that. Simicast owner. Yeah, Wasteman's gone for 5. Kev's gone for 4. Jay's gone for 3. A lot of you are going to nil. Leo's gone with a goal for United, but no one is giving United a sniff, are they? Look at you all. 2-0's the most modest we've seen. And there's a few saying 2s. John B, channel member. Hello, mate. He's gone for a 2. Salah brace, yeah. Okay. Here's a poll question for you. This is a really interesting question. I just got asked this when I was on Sky Sports News half an hour ago, right? Start a poll. Right. If Haaland is fit for Game Week 17, do you captain him or Salah? I'm really intrigued with the answer here. I know my answer, but usually we would see we'd see Haaland at home to Palace and we'd all be given the armband. GT's a United fan. Yeah, you get it, don't you, GT? That's fair. So Gahey, yeah, look, Palace defenders are a sell for me. Easy sell. Guys, vote in the poll. Are you captaining Haaland if he's deemed fit? And Pep says he's fit, he's available, training ground photos are there, we're confident at the start. Would you captain him, or would you still go Mo Salah? And this is why you might go Mo Salah. Look at the previous against Man United. Yeah, you're all going Salah, aren't you? I think. Look, by the way, when you're clicking, you can click like at the same time, right? And subscribe, and you can click that notification bell. All the clicks. Salah's getting 90 minutes. That's the beauty of Mo Salah. And it's rested on Thursday as well. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, he could do that. He could bench him. He could play him and start him, but only give him an hour. What I'd say is it's a really big deal for Man City, the Club World Cup. It's the one they've not won. Carl Walker was interviewed on TalkSport yesterday. Aaron Lennon and Darren Bent on TalkSport just called him up randomly, right? It was quite funny. Called Carl Walker, and he went, yeah, it's the big one. It's the one we've not got. The Club World Cup's the one we've not got. And you think about that, and you go, these Man City players care about the Club World Cup. It's the one they haven't got, the one they might not ever have a chance to get again. So the Club World Cup, which is being played in Saudi Arabia, yes, we know City's owners are from Abu Dhabi, but Middle East is an important territory for them. It's huge. If Haaland's doubtful, do you need to risk him with Palace at home? No, you don't. No, you don't. That is why I think we will see Haaland possibly benched, coming on as an impact sub if needed, or just not in the squad. Yeah, it's exactly what I've just said. So Ratu Jazz said that it could be 30 minutes, but if they're cruising, maybe not even 30 minutes. But again, Pep does talk about momentum and getting game time and stuff, so maybe he'll feel like Haaland needs a bit. Son, is he being overlooked for captaincy? I don't think he's being overlooked. I just think it's if Son was at home to Forest, yeah, it's just the home advantage for captaincy is something I always consider. Sell the Nordic Milk Shield, yeah. Yeah. Gianni, I did bought in a Doji. I like that, Jeremy. A Doji and Porro are both really good pickups. Like with Spurs defenders, you don't know if you're going to get a clean sheet. It's a bit of a lottery. Like even against Newcastle, they're cruising 4-0, they concede late on. It's annoying. Clean sheet wipe out in the 89th minute. I had Porro. He went from 9 points to 5 points. But you will get upside. There are no more attacking fullbacks than those two. Porro and Adoji attack like no other in the Premier League. Porro especially because you get set pieces as well. With no Maddison, Porro's on all the set pieces. Gordon on a wild card? No, I wouldn't do it, especially with his flag. I wouldn't be surprised to see Gordon minutes managed. Guys, all of you in the chat are subscribed. I've just remembered. It's subscriber mode only in the chat. If you are watching going, why can't I chat? You can chat if you just subscribe to the channel. Then straight away, you'll be able to add your comments. It's like blackmail, isn't it? Areola or Leno? Leno for me. No, I would sound more like, well, it's all based on the news, mate, Beeble. I'm more likely to probably sell Haaland this week because I don't think he'll be fit. I don't think he'll start. But I'm going to wait for news. Of course I am. And if I sell Haaland, this is what I'm doing. Solanke comes in for Haaland. And then next week, I go Mabama to Watkins. And I have a Watkins, Darwin, Solanke front three with Foden on my bench because he has a blank game week. Then in 19, I have to roll the transfer and go without Haaland. And then in 20, I sell Salah, who's about to go to AFCON in 21. So I go without Salah for 1 week, and it allows me to bring Haaland back. In 2 transfers, Haaland could come in for Darwin, Solanke, or Watkins, depending on how those 3 have been playing in recent weeks. I think Alvarez starts regardless, doesn't he? Dubravka. I mean, if you've got Dubravka and Areola, I think you have to start Dubravka, don't you? Like, I think Fulham will score, but I think Wolves score 2. West Ham have been rubbish defensively. You know, West Ham have kept 1 clean sheet all season. I'm starting Dubravka, man. Are you, Freddie? So even if he's fit, you think you'll sell him? Yeah, maybe. Maybe I will too. Maybe it's like he's fit, but fit enough for the bench, and I'm still like, go without him. The good thing about Haaland is I've got a bit of Man City attack cover. If I go without and go to a Solanke, I've still got Foden, which is a little bit of a comfort. Like, can Foden cover the Haaland points? Of course he can't. That's a silly question. But Foden does contribute to some of those Haaland points. Start Cher or Gabriel? Probably Gabriel. Although, look, Brighton, I just think will score, but I think Fulham score too. Darwin or Isak? Look, Isak does start. Callum Wilson played 90 against Milan. But Darwin against United, I love. Second wildcard will be available game week 20 onwards. So if you've got a wildcard, you've got to use it by 19. Then from 20 onwards, you can use your second one. I think I'll be holding my wildcard for a while, mind. Took Haaland out for Watkins. Fair enough. Yeah, some with Haaland will be playing the hokey cokey. Thanks, Jamie. I love that. I think content creators should be stop being so apologetic about wanting money for their services. This isn't a charity. You don't owe us anything. Thanks, Jamie. In that case, Jamie, I'm asking you directly. If you fancy dropping a membership or a super chat right now, please do so. But if you don't want to, there's no pressure. But I'm not going to apologize for asking. As you say, all my content's free. If you want to support the channel, you can. Thanks, mate. That's very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. Where are we at then? Where are we at? We were talking captaincy, weren't we? Salah is there. FPL Raps is in the house. Hello, mate. You have until game week 20 for the first one. Second one is available from 21 onwards. Yes. Sorry, Raptor. You're quite right. Do you know what? When I said it, I doubted myself. So I'm glad someone has clarified. And if Raptor is a man we can trust. So yeah, I hear that. How many of you think you'll use it in 21? Like, do you look at 21 and think, oh, I can't wait to get my wild card? Or like me, do you kind of discredit that first wild card until chip season? Or until you might... The good thing about 21 is that's the week you get no Salah, no Son. So in terms of like, just like moving around some funds, it's possible you could go wildcard 21. I can spread my funds much better. The problem with spreading funds without Son and Salah is 4 weeks later, when you need to get Son and Salah back in your team, you've allocated funds elsewhere. Yet for those not on wildcard that sell a Son or a Salah, you're probably going to keep money in the bank, a good amount of money in the bank, or have a plan to bring them back in. Sure, you can wildcard with a plan to bring them back in, but it makes the wildcard less fun if you can't spend all the money. You might want to wildcard and bring in a Trent, for example. You might be reluctant to do that if you need to save funds for those 2 big hitters. So let's see. Yeah, Ross is like, I have no Haaland, happy days. He's laughing at us. Yeah, I mean, look, he's 1 step ahead on that one with Haaland. I think if you don't own Haaland, you haven't got to worry about it in this game week. Like, there is a chance he just gets half an hour. There is a chance he just gets 60 minutes and it's a modest return. There's a good chance he doesn't play at all. And again, that's where I'm hunching my opinion is I don't think. I think if he was playing, he would have been around for Thursday's training session. Simple as. I'd be surprised. That Friday session is a walkthrough. The Friday session is tactics. It's set pieces. It's light. I would want to see Haaland on training on Thursday to have confidence. And as I say, I think we underplay the significance of the Club World Cup to Man City. It's the first time they'd have played in it. Kyle Walker said yesterday live on TalkSport, it's the one we don't have. It's a big deal for Man City. Why would you risk Haaland against Crystal Palace at home, which should be a gimme? should be a gimme. I mean, it hasn't always been in years gone by, but the way both teams are playing, it should be a gimme. And then they go to Saudi Arabia, an important territory for Man City. The Middle East is a key hub with their Abu Dhabi owners. And they take the trophy and they go all out. And Haaland starts both those games. They're straight in at the semi-finals, City, in the Club World Cup, if you're not fully aware. Only when double game weeks come, I'll consider wild card. Yeah, me too. Doesn't Senesi have 4 yellows? I think he might have, The 4 yellows is wiped at 19, though. That is worth monitoring. So Cole Palmer's got 4 yellows. I think Raheem Sterling's got 4 yellows. There's a few. Loads have clocked the 5th yellow, haven't they, in recent weeks? Like we see this week, no Bruno, no Trippier, no Branthwaite, no Douglas Luiz. There's more. Yellow cards, I'm looking now. 4. You're right. 4 yellows for Senesi. Double rise, savage, innit? Double rise for Solanke. What's Wally Watkins been doing this week in price rises? I've not actually looked. I think he dropped within the first day on deadline. So annoying. Like for Watkins owners, you'd be like, why is he dropping? No, he's gone up. I'm completely wrong. He's gone up 1. What's Darwin doing? Darwin's dropped. It was Darwin's dropped. And Solanke, yeah, the 2 rises. He won't go up tonight, though, Solanke, I don't think. Maybe he will if Haaland is confirmed out. Haaland, guys, hasn't dropped. Mental. Haaland has not dropped, despite having like 700,000 sellers. His ownership's gone to 77. Haven't seen Haaland at 70% owned, 77% owned for a while, have we? Is Haaland out? Not confirmed. We will know more this afternoon. What we do know is Pep said he would be back for training on Thursday, and he wasn't. He was in Marbella and got a flight that landed at about 7 p.m. He probably trained today, or he'll be at the training ground today. Doesn't mean he starts on Saturday, though. Remember, this is a Saturday fixture. The Friday training session is a light touch session. Haaland's hardly going to be pushed to his limit in that session. He didn't make Thursday. Cole, Senesi, or Pau Torres? I mean, I actually like Pau Torres for the long-term hold, but Cole's got the fixtures. Senesi's got short-term fixtures. So you'll wait on Haaland news till later. Pep's press conference is like in an hour's time. Isak is a good option this week. Yeah, I mean, at least Isak's going to play. I'd be concerned with Isak, though. The big game against AC Milan, he didn't play. Like, what does that show us? Is he carrying a knock? Does Eddie Howe prefer Wilson quite often? You're going to get a lot of rotation between Wilson and Isak. We know that. Yeah, good call. Please don't spam Mirza. I answered your question, but next time, if you ask it 3 times, I won't. But yeah, you're welcome, mate. Bowen out for Palmer for a hit. Or in check, right? I don't think I'd hit Bowen out. No. But I'd want Palmer. That in a free transfer, I like that move. But no. Don't hit Bowen out. Bowen's dangerous still. It's a good fixture for Bowen. Bowen's fit, right? Like, let me just check. He featured last night. I don't know if he played, but I only saw like the goals. I saw Kudus's very well taken goal. What a ball that was, by the way, from was it Martinez? I think it was. Lovely ball. Well taken goal. West Ham can't keep clean sheets, though. You don't go near West Ham defenders. West Ham attackers, yeah, I don't mind. I've not had a West Ham player or attacker all season. Just Areola. Does Areola even count? I'm not sure Gordon plays. It's a hamstring strain, Eddie Howe said, off the back of the Milan game. He's come off in the last couple of games with an injury. Like, I'd be very wary with a Gordon long-term hamstrings. Like, he could pull his hammy. If it's a hamstring problem, I'd be cautious. You don't want him out for a month. Maybe all he needs is a week off. I'm no injury expert, but that'd be my quick fire take on Gordon. I'd be wary. I certainly wouldn't be buying him this week. And I didn't buy him last week. Everyone who didn't have either Palmer or Gordon sold and Burmo to the other one. It's like, this is the opportunity to do something different. I own Gordon. I own Palmer. I've got a template team. I'm like, if I have the opportunity to sell and Burmo, I'm not just going to go Gordon because everyone else does. Could punish me. He's got good fixtures now. I went Foden. Didn't work. Went Foden against Luton. I think he got man of the match. So annoying. Player of the match. Got player of the match. Didn't help me for FPL points, though. Thanks for your 2 points. But Foden versus Palace could be nice, couldn't it? Is a Dinger a hold? Yeah, until the AFCON. Plays for Ivory Coast, don't forget. Neto in goal. Yeah, Neto's been great. Oh, thanks, mate. I appreciate you guys loving the stream. If you do fancy hitting that like button on the stream, that's always welcome. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, and enjoy the idea of these streams, right? I don't do lives much. I don't do lives around deadlines. I don't always do a live every week. I'd like to start doing more, and maybe I will. If you guys tell me you want more lives and when you want them, that's interesting to know. Like, would you enjoy like a I don't know, what would you guys tune in for? Give me the night of the week or the day, the time slot which works. Like, is a Sunday night a good time I should be considering doing a live? Maybe I could. Um, ah. Deadline stream. Yeah, there's so many deadline streamers though, isn't there? Like, I don't know if it's worth going up against all the big boys' deadline streams. Would everyone watch me, or are you also used to watching all the others? Also, around the deadline, I'm often like, next deadline, I think I'm in the studio at Sky Sports. Like, no, sorry, next deadline is Thursday. I'm in the studio at Premier League Productions doing an FPL show. The deadline after that, I'm at Sky Sport. Like, I'm not often around. And if I'm only going to do 50% of deadline streams, I feel like you need that consistency, don't you? Is Foden nailed? Well, at the moment he is. He's been I can't remember the last time Foden didn't play in the Premier League. Like, let me have a look. He was benched. He came on in the week. Foden has started every Premier League game other than 2 all season. 1 or 2. He has had 45 minutes. I don't know if that was a start or bench, but other than that, he started every game. So he's either missed 1 or 2 of 16. I would say that's pretty nailed. We all have different meanings of the term nailed, though, don't we? Oh, do you watch everyone? But who do you listen to? Yeah. Livramento or Simicast? Simicast, I think. People are selling Livramento. Don't know why. Sorry, people are selling Simicast as well. Don't know why. I think, like, yeah, Gomez can play a game every now and then, but Simicast got 15 points not long ago. We forget that. He's a defender that's on set pieces, that's got some upside. Bench Gabriel or Pau Torres? Probably Gabriel. I don't know. Villa are flying, aren't they? Villa just kept clean sheets against City and Arsenal. Like, Villa like clean sheets. Villa are good at clean sheets at the minute. Can someone ask Gianni if Martinelli is fit for me? Dude, ask me yourself. I think Martinelli's probably okay. Has Arteta spoken? I think Arteta usually speaks in the morning, doesn't he? I've missed Arteta's press conference this morning. Let's have a look. So far, press conferences would have been Eddie Howe. Yeah, Anthony Gordon will be assessed. The game. Fulham, it's mixed. We're getting a couple of players back, but not the best physical condition. Eddie Howe's loose. Always loose. I don't think Arteta's spoken just yet. I think Martinelli probably plays, to be fair, if I was punting. Bench Gabriel Liverman to be answered, didn't we? Start Diaby or Morgan Gibbs White. Interesting point here from Raptor. This is good for me to know. Again, I need to do some research and speak to people like Raptor. Deadline streams are excellent for gaining subs. They're worth doing even if you're competing with the rest of us with views. Oh, thanks, mate. That's kind of you to say. Yeah, I guess they are, aren't they? And it would make sense to me to do a deadline stream, knowing when I don't have work, I am at home refreshing my Twitter timeline. I'm obviously engaged around deadlines, so I may as well I'm sat in this chair on my phone. I may as well stream and talk to you guys. So yeah, maybe I'll start doing a couple of deadline streams. It's just annoying. I feel like, as Raptor knows, like, consistency with FPL is king. You guys want to know that 2 hours before every deadline, for example, Raptor streams live. If he's not there one week, you might go watch someone else and then not go back to Raptor. You might go, oh, I've watched Focal and I really like what he's doing. So you don't go. So that's to the point where Let's Talk FPL, Andy, streamed a deadline stream on his wedding day. Like, it's important for YouTubers to build consistency. And here I am going, oh, I can cherry pick and do 40% of deadline streams because I've got other commitments. So, but yeah, maybe for the short term win of subs, it's worth it for that alone. You're right. So yeah, thanks, mate. That's useful info. Shall we take a little rest from hard fire questions and just talk a little bit about my plans? I've got my team up. For those just joining, my plans are, this is what I want to do. I would like to sell Haaland, and I think there's a good chance I do, unless we have like some sort of clarity over him starting. Haaland will go to Solanke. Next week, Mabama will go to Watkins. And you can say, Gianni, don't plan so far ahead. Things happen. But this is my loose plan, right? Of course, there's injuries and suspensions. So I get Watkins from Mabama because I've got loads of money. I've just sold Haaland. Game week 19, I don't have Haaland for Everton. Boo. Watch from behind the sofa. I'm okay with that. But game week 20, I need Haaland back. He's got Sheffield United. The world and their dog will be captaining him. Right? So straight away, I go to Mo Salah at my team. Mo Salah's about to go to AFCON. I can't sell Son. He's got Bournemouth. Salah's got Newcastle. I go a week without Salah. I sell Darwin, Watkins, or Solanke, depending on who's playing well at the time. And Haaland comes back in the team with my 2 free transfers because I've just rolled in 19. That's the loose plan. And then game week 21, again, I'll have money in the bank. I can do what I want. Either keep Son or sell Son for Asia Cup. I think it's likely both Salah and Son will be sold. Annoyingly, we'll be buying them back and we might lose a bit of team value. Salah, for example, we all paid 12.5 for. Some of us did. He's now, 13.3. We'll sell him for 12.8, 9, 8. Rubbish maths. And we might end up buying him back for 13.1 or 13.0. It's a bit annoying, but I think points over pounds, always. So that's my loose plan. If Haaland is fit and we think he's going to start, I'm rolling the transfer. Thank you very much for the super chat there, mate. Bill is in the house. And Burmo out from -4. Wow, if you've still got Burmo, yeah, I mean, it does feel like it's time to sell with a blank next week anyway. And we don't know when he's back, but there's a chance he's back in 19. I still think he's a sell. Tavernier's been playing so well for Bournemouth. Set piece threat as well. Willian, Awomi, or Odegaard. Oh, okay. I'm gonna straight away say no to Willian and no to Iwobi. I know Fulham have just scored 13, 14 goals in the last 3 games. 2 5-0 wins. I wonder if the ship sailed a little bit, and Newcastle was still a very good defence. So it's between the Bournemouth man or Odegaard. Clearly, money's not an issue if you can go up to Odegaard. What I'd say about Odegaard is Arsenal have looked a completely different team in the last 2 weeks with Odegaard playing well and back in it. And again, he missed some big chances. Havertz put him in a couple of times, didn't he, last time out? Was it against Villa? I really like Odegaard as a punt. There was a point last season when we were talking about Odegaard as the best player in the Premier League. It was around, I don't know, was it November last year? We were talking about him maybe being player of the season so far. And obviously tailed off a little bit, but God, at one point was he amazing. Like, he was playing KDB levels. He's played 90 in the last 4, to be fair. He's had a 2, a 5, a 10, and a 3. But yeah, as I said, the chances are coming. The midfield balance looks better now with Rice, Havertz, and Odegaard. They're seeing a little bit of chemistry there. The late runs into the box. 14% owned. Brighton at home's a good fixture for goals. Liverpool away is going to be tough, but then it's West Ham at home, Fulham away, Palace at home, Forest away. If the fixtures are there for Arsenal, I'd go Odegaard. Good question, Bill. Thank you for supporting the channel with a super chat as well, mate. Appreciate that. Andy Let's Talk is who you are all content creators compete with for deadline streams. Andy stops once deadlines pass and other accounts go up to lineups. Oh, maybe. I'm not quite sure what the process is. I'm guessing most stop not long after the deadline, but maybe there's an appetite to still stream for a half an hour or so. Any news on Gordon? No. Eddie Howe's not told us. He's had his press conference. We're not going to know. I'd look at training ground photos for Gordon. Personally, we know he missed a session pre-Champions League. So we know he's carrying something. We know after the Champions League, Howe said he felt something in his hamstring, I think he said. We know he got subbed off in the last Premier League game with an injury. So I think there's a very good chance Gordon finally gets a rest. I think he needs a rest, and I think Newcastle are in a close to flogging him too hard that he's going to do something more serious. So personally, no injury expert, I think he could miss out. Problem is Newcastle are down to the bare bones and they need him. Even if he starts, don't be surprised to see him come off early again. Actually taking advice from CJ, moving from Oyo to set and forget keeper. Yeah. I mean, I wish I'd just had a set and forget. I did. I started the season with Onana. I was happy to spend 5 million. Loads did it with Pickford. Annoyingly, all of us that had Onana and Pickford decided to sell them in the game week 8 to 10 wildcard. And since then, Pickford's been great. Since then, Onana's been great. Like Onana went and kept, I think, 3 clean sheets on the trot after game week 10's wildcard. It was so annoying. Yeah. Thanks, mate. Loving these comments. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. I know you've been hitting the like button as well, which is awesome to see. The more likes, the more people that see it. It works for the YouTube algorithm and stuff I don't really understand, but they're appreciated. And obviously, you guys hitting the subscribe button is appreciated as well. So do subscribe and hit that notification bell when you do. So look, we've gone through my team. We haven't really talked through the fixtures, have we? Should we do predictions for tonight's game? What do you guys reckon? Like Spurs Forest. The reason I want to ask you this is I wonder, because someone said earlier, is Son a differential captain punt? So let's ask the question. Like, do you think, what do you think your prediction would be for tonight's game? Spurs Forest. Spurs Forest. Put your predictions in the chat. Are you considering? In fact, let's just do a captaincy poll. Game week 17 capped. Haaland, Salah, Son, other. Let's know. I think you're going to be going for Spurs goals, aren't you? 2-0, yeah. 3-0, yeah. Lean's gone for 2-1, tighter. Yeah, Craig's got his wild card. He's going to play it in 1920. Love that. Yeah, Carabao Cup. Newcastle play Chelsea in that. Big game for those two clubs now. Now Newcastle are out of Europe. Eddie Howe won a trophy. Now Chelsea are rubbish. Potter won a trophy. You all think Spurs are going to win. You all think Spurs are going to win. Okay, none of you have gone. Most of you haven't gone for massive though, which is why I guess that when we did this with Liverpool, load of you think Liverpool score 4 goals, but on average you're probably thinking Spurs are scoring 2 or 3, which is probably why you're all captaining Salah over Son. Interesting to see Haaland so low there. Like even if you think Haaland's fit, we did a poll earlier. If Haaland is deemed fit, do you captain him or Son or Salah? And still, I think 62% of you said you'd still go Son, even with Haaland fit. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, Spurs are defensively better away from home. They're still not bulletproof. Also, Forest aren't as good at home as they perhaps were last season in terms of conceding goals, right? Yeah, 2-0 Spurs. I think I'd go for 3-1, I think. But yeah, it's a tough one to... I don't know what to think of Forest. Like, manager was given apparently 1 game to save his job and then picked up a draw, didn't he? He's 1 or 2 bad results always, it seems, away from the sack. This could be the one. But then last season, no one wanted to go to Forest. So good at the back. So good defensively in Nottingham, but City ground. But yeah. It's good to have Raptor in the chat. He lives in Nottingham. Raptor, I don't know if you know this, Forest are now my local Premier League team. My nearest team is Leicester, and I live 40 minutes from Leicester. And when they're in the Premier League, it was great. I've got someone that watches my channel who said, "Oh, I've got 2 Leicester season tickets, but under Brendan Rodgers, the guy's brother never wanted to go. He was like, I hate Brendan Rodgers not going." So I pretty much took the season ticket off him and went with this guy who had 2 season tickets last season to loads of the games. It was brilliant. But now they're in the Championship. Brother wants to go to games again. Brendan Rodgers isn't there. They're playing good football. They're winning games. Gianni doesn't get any Leicester tickets. So maybe I need to have a trip up to Nottingham. It's probably, I don't know, an hour and 10 minutes away from my house. It's a bit, maybe an hour and 20. It's quite far. It's not like I'm local, but Raptor, knowing Nottingham is my local team and knowing you are based in Nottingham, we should definitely try and get to a game and go for a beer. Don't know how hard tickets are though. have to ask Mark Southerns. He gets them regularly. I don't know if he's got a season ticket or not, Mark. He goes up from the south coast to Nottingham to watch them get spanked every week. Yeah, I'm gonna have a word with Mark. See how he gets tickets. I don't know. Do you know if he's on a season ticket or not? He's probably just knows people that can get him tickets, because I don't think he goes to every game, Mark. But yeah, Leicester are coming. Yeah, my hope is Leicester come back up. Brendan Rodgers gets the job somehow, and they start losing lots of games, and then I get free Leicester tickets. Is it? Yeah, mate. Notts County gets how many? Like, I'm sure last season Notts County had a game where they got like, I don't know, 20,000 or something. Like, that's ridiculous. Non-league Notts County. I think are they in League Two now? Did they get promoted in the end with Wrexham? But massive city with two teams, and they still both got massive fan bases. I guess the catchment there is so rich, isn't it? And Nottingham is huge. Oh, we've got our channel mod in, Delia. Delia, I absolutely loved the cake you made for Ed, by the way. Thank you for doing that. As a thank you, I feel like I'm often responsible for Ed. So cheers. Although I'm sure he thanked you properly in person. But looked wicked. Looked like a fun day as well. Sorry I couldn't be there. No VAR in the Championship too. Yeah, that's another reason why fans want to watch. Guys, over 300 of you are watching. Thank you for watching and supporting this channel. Do hit the like button and subscribe. We're looking at some of the fixtures. We've done some predictions. We've got my team, which I'm going to show you in a sec. There we go. Here's my team. This is what I'm planning on doing this week. Solanke in for Haaland is probably the move I'll make, depending on Haaland news. That then allows me enough money to anything I want. If you sell Haaland, you're rich. Watkins can come in next week from Obama. That's the plan. Foden benched. Then I've got a front three of Darwin, Watkins, Solanke. One of them will eventually go in game week 20 for Haaland. When he comes back in, I'll have 2 free transfers if I roll in 19. You're going to sell Son and Salah anyway. Just sell Salah a week early. That gets you the Haaland money back. That's my plan. Now, some selling Haaland will go Solanke and then back to Haaland. Just keep that money in the bank. That's a fine strategy as well. For me, I need to spend that money because I need Watkins. I've got 0.7 in the bank on this team. I think I need 0.8 to go Darwin to Watkins, because originally that was always my plan. Leave enough money when I sold Watkins to Darwin. But then I got blinkered by the Foden move and was like, nah, forget money. I want Foden. I'm not going Gordon for Burmo last week. So that's where I'm at. Guys, I'm here to answer your questions in quickfire fashion. The shorter questions are most likely to get answered. The questions from channel members are most likely to get answered. You can become a channel member. Really simple. Squad tier, Ultras tier. The Ultras tier is all the WhatsApp group. We love the WhatsApp group. Gucci from the WhatsApp group I've seen is in the chat. It's limited on places, but we're active all day, every day if you fancy joining. That's for the Ultras membership. Captaincy, where are we at? It looks like we've done a poll. Do vote. 81% of you feel like you're going to go Salah. I wonder if Haaland news will change that. But many have said, even if Haaland is fit, you're still going Salah, which is where I'm at. And this is why. Salah has clocked a 21, an 8, a 19, and a 24 in his last appearances against Man United. That is obscene. He loves playing them. Oh, and by the way, United just got spanked by Bournemouth. They're out the Champions League. They were pretty poor, I thought, against Bayern. And they got injuries galore. Injuries galore at Old Trafford. Oh, and Bruno, the best source of goals for that team, also not playing, suspended with the 5 yellow cards. Is triple captain a shout? No, I don't think it is. I know we're looking at 21s and 19s and 24s, and you're going, he'll do that again. There's a very good chance Salah gets 1 return or 2 returns, and it's an 8 to 12 pointer, right? Obviously, if you'd take 21 or 19 or 24 and go, that's very much a triple captain shout, I'd be surprised. I think Liverpool win convincingly, but I don't see 7-0. I don't see 5-0, and I don't see Salah getting 20 points. I see Salah getting 1 return or 2. Right? If he gets 2, he gets bonus points. So yeah, 2 could get you 14, 15 points. If he gets 1, it could be a 7-pointer. Yeah. I love that. Capable. Yeah. It's like not even like that. Yeah, like that's how bad the others have been. I mean, a few weeks ago, you would have said similar for a few others. You know, your McTominays. I thought Anana had a good spell of a few games, but then he had the nightmare in the Champions League. It's been rough. It's been rough. And Luke Shaw, like Ben Dinnery tweeted like a few weeks ago, Luke Shaw's back from his muscle injury and played how many sets of 90 in how I can't remember the stat he gave. It was like Luke Shaw's played 5 and 5 all in the space of 3 weeks. Oh, of course he's got another muscular injury. Like he was flogged because Luke Shaw's another one that I think usually puts in a good display. Jackson, Thiago to start. Yeah, Thiago should be good for a start. I don't look. Nkunku's not going to start, but Nkunku will start getting minutes. You're definitely not buying Jackson in FPL now, and he goes to AFCON. But Brozier could start. It'll be Brozier or Jackson this week for the start. Bit of a coin toss that. Liverpool spank 8-0. Is Bailey now nailed? No, and he's injured. He's been playing well enough to start though if he's fit, but we just don't know about his injury. Would you captain Trent? I wouldn't. I still think Salah's a better shout than Trent. Trent's a great own though. So Simicast, like people are selling Simicast. I think Simicast is a good own this week. Do you? Do we all like Captain Trent as an idea? Meh. I know it's great to see Trent stepping into midfield in the last few games. The position Trent's playing at the moment is the position Trent played for the last 10 game weeks last season. And to be fair, we all jumped on him because he was starting to score goals. We've seen it. He's popping up in more areas where he can shoot. We saw that against, was it Man City? He got the goal. He had 2 in 2 weeks, didn't he? Yeah, Trent's a great own at the moment. Don't know if he's captain over Salah, though. Keep Foden? Hell yes. I bought Foden last week. He's staying. He's staying. Palmer over Tavernier just, I think, for the fixtures. Palmer's the only Chelsea player I'd recommend buying. Even Chelsea defence. With the fixtures, I still don't think we can guarantee. Still don't think we can guarantee clean sheets. And again, we don't know about Sanchez in goal. An idea for the sales will keep his spot. Yes. If he's fit, he plays. Of course he does. Botman's not going to come straight back into the starting 11 and when he's fit with 90 minutes. Here you will probably get a sub appearance first. And we haven't even seen Botman named on a bench yet. So Botman is back soon and the sales will be a sell soon. But for now, the sales is playing very well. But him and Shearer are both clearly carrying knocks. They've been ploughing on. They both feel like they need a rest, but Eddie Howe's going to flog them, I think. Should I start Semenyo or Bailey? I'd be tempted on Semenyo. Home against Luton's a very nice fixture. Going to Brentford for Bailey is tough, which is why I don't think Watkins is a need this morning. Good morning, Danny. Hello, mate. Shout out to one of my channel members, Danny B, in the chat. Danny, if you've got any questions, do get them in. Best long-term keeper, I think, I've set and forget on Emi Martinez. I've been saying it for weeks. I wish I'd done it. Gibbs White is a hold. Gibbs White is a hold. Who'd start out of the 5 defenders? Start Darwin. Yes, Darwin's getting points. You know, he got a brace in that 7-0 win that we can see on screen against United last season. Darwin did brace. Hwang to Foden. Yes, but then next week, what's your plan? If you're happy benching Foden next week, I am. He'll hopefully be my only City or Brentford player. Then yeah. But Foden was more by last week than this week because of the blank. -8. I mean, I don't hate a -8, but it's something I very rarely do. I can't remember the last time I took a -8. This season, I've taken one hit. I'm probably not a manager that takes a ton of hits. Raptors in the chat. He's taken mine. I don't know if he has this season. I remember last season, I think. Last season, Raptors, you took a couple of big... I feel that you may have even taken a 12. I remember seeing a couple of tweets where you went... It worked for you. You went big on a couple of mini wildcards, effectively, didn't you? It works for some. It works for... I remember during COVID season, I was taking hits all the time. This season, it hasn't felt like a season we need to take that many hits. Last week, I took a 4th for Porro, and that was fairly aggressive. It was going, everyone's selling and Burmo, but I've still got this headache of Matty Cash. Why wait a week when Porro's flying? And I'm glad I did. Porro's had price rises. Porro could have had a double-digit haul last week. He was on for bonus and a clean sheet, which was wiped out late in the game. He got 5 points. It could have been 9-10. He's gone up to 5.4 now. He's probably going to go up tonight, Porro. He needs 2,600 managers to buy him, according to FPL statistics. He's going to go up. Porro is the best defender in the game to buy, I think. Yeah, no hits for Raptor this season. 2 seasons ago, he did minus 20. Okay, I said minus 12. So I wasn't minus 20. It wasn't us. It was 2 seasons ago. And minus 8 and minus 8 in 3 consecutive weeks. We had 3 doubles and 2. Yeah, I was definitely taking 4s and probably 8s in that period as well. I do remember that. Was that the season after the hell COVID season? But yeah, it was all the doubles and blanks. Minus 20 though. You'll never do that. You'll probably never do a 20 again. I remember it working for you though. I think you might have totaled up the difference. Yeah, Raptor has gone without Haaland early doors. I think Raptor was probably, I don't know when Raptor wildcarded. Did you wildcard him out in like 8 or 9? I think you wildcarded early, didn't you? I wildcarded in 10, so earlier than me. I did see people wildcarding in 10 when I was wildcarding without Haaland, and I always thought that wasn't the time to do it. Raptor went early, was rewarded, but then probably punished by whenever Haaland's got a couple of big hauls. So it was an interesting one going without Haaland. And look, it was a brave call. Like I wasn't something I considered when I wildcarded in 10, but FPL managers should be open to any move at any point. We shouldn't all be sheep, and we should try and just go for the team we think is going to get the most points, not the team we're covering to get a good rank and therefore going by EO and safe picks. I told you earlier about my Gordon decision last week. I felt like everyone selling in Burmo that didn't have Gordon or Palmer by default just bought the other one. They just bought Gordon and they just bought Palmer without actually going, what's best for my team? And is Gordon the best player to be jumping on right now? Is Palmer the best player to be jumping on right now? Now, sure, I've got a template looking team. Like we can look at it. And I was like, if I buy Gordon, where Foden is, right, from Burmo, if I buy Gordon, that is the template front 7. I mean, Darwin, Watkins, maybe not. But this is so boring. So I didn't do it just to be different. I did it and bought Foden by going, who do I think is going to get more points, Gordon or Foden? Well, Gordon's got Luton. Hey, babe. Oh, hang on. I'll be back. Stay there. Is she awake? I'll be out in 5. You make a sandwich. I'm on a deadline, guys. I'm on a deadline. It might be my birthday weekend. But I still can't stream when I want. No, I can. My wife is very, very can't think of the term. Very open to me, very, very supportive. But it's my birthday and we've got a babysitter booked, my mum. And Gaia is spending the night at my mum's, and we need to get to my mum's by 1:30 because she's going out. So I need to get going. I need to leave the house at 12:15. Gaia's asleep at the moment. We've got to go wake her. But I've got 10 minutes to get my bag packed and get in the car. And then I'm off to Milton Keynes this evening because my mum lives nearby, where I'm going to go for dinner and maybe play some bowling, maybe go to the casino. Definitely be on my phone looking for Haaland news. But for now, guys, I'm going to have to run. I completely forgot. I said to Cam, I'll be off by midday. I've just enjoyed chatting with you guys so much that I'm clearly just got distracted. As a parting gift, if you fancy hitting the like button and subscribing, please do. That'd be wicked. Thanks so much, team. I will be checking in throughout the day on socials. I'll post my team on socials. What will I do? That was it. I've done a team selection video justifying all my decisions and where I'm going to go, my plan. I think that was what perhaps just got interrupted. If you fancy watching team selection video on this channel, it's literally 10 minutes. The short form videos is what my channel is more about. I think you'll get way more out of that often than you will my lives, although the lives are fun and interactive. And thank you so much for the happy birthday messages. I think it's tomorrow. I said I think. Quick guessing game. How old is Gianni going to be? Come on. How old is Gianni going to be? Hit me with some numbers. I'll give you a clue. Some greys. I don't know if you'll see it in this light. Definitely got a lot of greys. How old is Gianni going to be tomorrow? Yeah, BA Raptor. I actually said it at the top of the stream. So, yeah, giveaway. Receding hairline. My mate said to me the other day, I need a trip to Turkey. And I was like, why? He was like, your hair. I was like, thanks, mate. Oh, some of you were there at the start of the stream. Too many of you have got it bang on the nose. Yeah, okay, I clearly mentioned it. But I will take the 33s and 34s. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 36 tomorrow. I had to work. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I was 36 or 37, but I'm 36. Rap to mate, it's part of the image. Don't do it. We love the egg. We love the egg. Mine was a complete guess. Oh, was it? You still nailed it. 36, 38, 69. Love that. Yeah, I'm like Benjamin Button. Guys, thank you so much. I'm going to run. Let's hope, right? This big hope for the day. No, Haaland just makes FPL more fun, doesn't it? More decisions to make, more different teams. No, Haaland would be a good thing. Also, we get to buy Solanke, who someone called in my chat yesterday on Chasing Green Arrows, DS9. Because everyone's, is Solanke like prime Ronaldo? DS9. For now on, if Solanke scores this weekend, he's in my team, I will only ever call him DS9. Guys, go well. I'll see you on the other side. Go check out my team selection video on this channel. Take care. May your arrows, as always, be big, fat, juicy green ones. See you later.